It's time for a Sunday Minecraft Extra. Hello YouTubers, I am the Carbomb and this is my Minecraft world. Today's little Sunday special is going to be about pillagers and outposts and things like that. Now I looked at the wiki and I decided to test their little theories on how it all works. In general, it kind of does, but I don't like how they do the measuring because they have the measurements starting from here. And that makes things that just doesn't make any sense. And I'll show you exactly why in a little bit. I have all of my things on because I'm going to be showing you partially on why I disagree on how they do things. So let's first go up here. Okay, so this is the highest that pillagers will spawn. On this one, normal mobs will spawn. So the creepers and all that other type of stuff will spawn here, but just one smaller. And this is the This is now within the bounding box of the outpost. So if you'll look at my coordinates, I am at position 141 and the target block is at 140. This kind of works out perfectly, which is the reason why I don't really agree on how they measure things from the top of the building. It's just bad. But yeah, if I stand here long enough, there will be pillagers that just spawn up in there. And cut to clip. Where I'm standing right now is on the roof. It makes it a little difficult because there's the flowing water, but as you can see, I'm at position 121, and the target block for the roof is 120. Cool. That's so perfectly 20. So there's 20 from the roof all the way up to the spawn point, or the highest possible spawn location right there. That's fantastic. Right here, we are looking at block 14, or we are looking at block 113, and we are at height 114. I'm doing both because some people like doing it by the target block, and some people like doing it from the standing position. Right here we have target block 109 and position 110. I'm doing it from the stairs because the slabs are added, because that makes it so nothing can spawn in here, of course. So it's not actually where the original floor was. And then the next one is target block 105, position 106. And I can measure it from the ladder here, which is, and surprisingly, target block just happens to perfectly be at 100. So it's exactly 40 blocks above here, which is so much easier to remember than whatever the thing. So from the very bottom, from the very first floor right here, the highest possible is 40 blocks above it. And the standing position is 101. Now if you will follow me down here, I've also found the lowest possible point of which something can spawn, of pillager can spawn. And will there be any down here now? Of course there isn't any down here now. Oh wait, no? Is there? That sounds pretty far. It's probably above me. But this is the lowest possible spot, which is 85, so negative 15. Or, so it's 85 on the target block, and 86 on the standing location, which is a total of negative 15 below the I was just down here like 2 minutes ago, and there was a whole bunch of pillagers. Where is that coming from? Weird. But yeah, so negative 15, which is so much easier to remember 40 up, 15 down than it is for the weird numbering that they decided to choose. I think it was like 30 and or like 35, 37. It was like, why would you even do that? So there's that. Overall for the spawning, when it comes for the rest of the spawning, we have this right here. So this illustrates this. There is 40 from the base level all the way to the top, and there is 15 from there to there. This shows the rest of it. The outpost itself will spawn in this area where there's the green, and it spawns right in the middle of a chunk. Well, one off because the outpost itself is an odd number wide. It's only 13 wide, so it can't be perfectly in the center. The orange area shows one chunk out, so 16, and then it goes out another chunk, but not quite. It's just short by 1, 2, 3, 4. And the total distance is marked by these little blue dots, so 10, 20, 30, 32, 34, 36. So it only goes out 36 on all directions. Yeah. So if we run back up here, this is how I set things up. Did an Enderman grab one of my grass blocks? Why? Oh well. And it's just like perfectly right in the center too. That's the funniest thing ever. It's like right there. So part of me wanted to do this to show this off a little bit. What I have here is this right here, because pillagers have like a pillagers can shoot really far, but they don't charge their crossbows until they get within like about 9 of a target. So 1, 2, but since I don't want them to be able to charge at all, I have this 10 away from the iron golems, so they will see the iron golems run over here, and they never get quite close enough to charge it, and then they run over to these little areas and drown. Why did I choose drowning instead of a couple of trapdoors for them to just burn into a couple of campfires? I don't remember. I think it would just made sense to me at the time. But since villagers can spawn underneath the ground, I also have this right here. Because why not just have another layer, and both layers can see the iron golem, and so they all go after him. There is a little thing to take into consideration. Where's oh. There it is. So I think I have the fences exactly where they can spawn, because sometimes one spawns over there, and it's probably spawning underneath the fences. Oh, see, there's a villager right there, spawning on here. And if I go high enough up, there's another pillager, and villagers spawn more regularly than other mobs, it seems. Gotta be careful because there's actually not a back to this, because I had lowered this down because there was cloud cover and I didn't want to deal with the cloud cover. But yeah, sometimes the pillagers will spawn in weird spots. Like right there, you can see that he's not moving at all. And that's because he spawned right on the edge, and that's just barely far enough away for them not to see the golems. Like, that guy was spawned right next to him, and he was able to see it. But if they are on the exact edge of it, they do not see the golems, so that is something to take into consideration. See right there again. Overall, it doesn't make that big of a difference, because there's still a whole bunch of them just running in. And again right there. So I really should just put like bottom slabs on these spots, just so they don't do that anymore, because even though it's not that big of a difference, it is still kind of annoying. Sometimes they spawn right behind the water chambers, or the drowning chambers, which is another good reason to decide to not have them like that. And they also can't see the golems because their vision is blocked by the things. Where's the ladder at? Okay. So that's another thing that I would probably change if I did this again. But most importantly, like I pointed out, see, there's some spiders that just spawned there. So as you can see, villagers are spawning right there. Spiders are spawning right there. And they are one block away. So that proves that those two are doing that. That's just outside, that's just inside. But yeah. So I'm right here. If there were skeletons there, which there were previously, they'd be able to shoot me, but since I'm not within the 9 blocks, he cannot hit me. He cannot charge his his crossbow, so he can never actually shoot at me. It's kind of a funny little quirk. If I was going to do this again though, I wouldn't even do this big old area ever again. There's no point. Because like we've pointed out, this guy is 20 above the roof. The heck is that? Oh, it's the spider that fell. But yeah, right there is 20 above the roof. So what I would suggest people do from now on is actually start on the roof. Like start here and then build your kill chambers and collection chambers and all those other type of things up here, because with 20 layers you can actually get since there's 20, that's 6 layers that you can go to. You can have one golem in the middle, you can have like multiple golems going up, like possibly just even 3, which means it's less than what I'm using here. Have it go out 20, have it have a fall chamber right off the bat, then all you have to do is build 120 up from here, mitigating the access to like spots like there, because with building it higher up, you would not need to care about the surrounding terrain as much. So you go 120 above, or like 100 above this spot. So for me, it would be, what, I would have to go to 220, and that's about it. And then everything would be spawning in this area here. I will be showing my own conceptual design for that entire thing. Probably right here. And yeah, it's just like you could build it up. Or if you want to have something a little bit more interesting, you can flood this entire area and then and if you don't really care about the surrounding mobs, you can just flood this area, or otherwise mob proof it, possibly even using just, hi guys, you want to shoot me, possibly using other things as well, and yeah, it would just work. Or you can have an underground thing, since it goes 15 under the base as well. Hey, isn't that easier? 15. Such a nice, simple number. And that means you can still have about 5 chambers underneath there, and if you decided to moss carpet the entire thing, then it would just be like their underground, species. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about, is like, we've been doing these things all wrong. This is so much effort to go around, put in that extra ring, and I could have just put it right on top of the thing, gone up 20, put in one iron golem with a couple of trap doors to have them just like all fall on into those, and that's it. That would have been the entire design, and it would have been much easier and faster. But yeah. And how high up do I get here? I'm already, what, 180 right now. So it would only be 30 more blocks above this. And I would have a fully functional, consistent thing, because I could also shrink it down, since it's going to have like since it's going to have 6 layers anyways. I can even drop it down or make it much smaller than this entire spawn area and have it all just spawn within half the distance, and possibly just even have it in the lines, because with 6 layers there's probably going to be enough to spawn like 6 layers. And even if I had like 20 by 20, and to make it so they don't spawn right next to the golem, as soon as they get over there, they're just going to die. They're going to go in, fall down, and die. So, but with 6 layers, it's going to possibly just get to the max capacity anyways, and still be perfectly fine, which is kind of insane. So yeah, so that's going to be it. I'm going to go down to the bottom one more time just to see if a pillager will spawn in there. But outside of that, that's more or less what I was going to talk about today. Since I'm down here. So as you can see, they get coming there, they get flowing up. This seems to be full, apparently. No, that's just full. Yeah, you get so many banners with this. I do need to have a centralized collection center for this, but basically they run into here, their line of sight's still blocked by this, and when they walk over here they automatically swim up and they drown. And when they drop stuff, there's 2 points of collection. There's another collection, or sometimes things float to the top, so I have to have a flowing piece there, having it drop down, and another one right there. It's an over-engineered design. It would have been easier just to have like a couple of trapdoors right here and have them all just fall in and then be done with it. But I wanted to do something with these with the shelves, because they're kind of useless. Like, they kind of look pretty if done right, if you put it in the right place, but they're, outside of that, I still haven't seen any real good uses out of them. So I've been trying to use them for something. No, they didn't spawn in here. There was like 6 in here right before recording. Okay, so yeah, that's it. I'm the car bum. Now, get out of my world.